Good afternoon, everyone. Have you ever wondered what it would take for an innocent person to confess to a crime that they didn't commit? Most people would probably say, I would never confess if I were innocent. But imagine being questioned for hours without sleep, being told evidence proves that you're guilty, and believing the only way to go home is to confess. Unfortunately, this has happened to innocent people, and some have spent years in prison behind it. My name is Ashley Shuler. As a legal studies and psychology major, I have become interested in how psychology influences the criminal justice system. One topic that really stood out to me is false confessions, because many people don't realize they happen more often than we think. Tonight, I'd like to persuade you that law enforcement agencies should adopt evidence-based interrogation practices, including recording all custodial interrogations and providing specialized training for investigators to reduce false confessions and protect innocent people. First, I will explain to you why false confessions are a serious problem. Then I'll discuss why they happen. Finally, I'll share solutions that can help reduce wrongful convictions while supporting effective law enforcement. Let's begin with the problem. Many people believe innocent people would never confess to a crime they didn't commit. I used to think the same thing, but after researching this topic, I learned that false confessions are a documented cause of wrongful convictions. According to the Innocent Project, 29% of DNA exoneration cases involve false confessions. That means nearly 1 out of every 3 people later proven innocent through DNA evidence had confessed to a crime that they did not commit. One of the most well-known examples is the Central Park Five. In 1989, 5 teenagers confessed after a lengthy police investigation to a crime they did not commit. Years later, DNA evidence in the actual perpetrator's confession proved that they were innocent. Another example is Brendan Daisy. Many people know his case from the documentary Making a Murderer. During multiple interrogations, investigators repeatedly suggested answers and pressured him until he agreed with their versions of events. Whether people agree with every aspect of the case or not is raised important questions about how vulnerable suspects, especially young people, respond during interrogations. So why do false confessions happen? Research shows that long interrogations, psychological pressure, deception about evidence, exhaustion, and fear can all influence a person's decisions making. Young people and individuals with intellectual disabilities or certain mental health conditions are especially vulnerable. According to the National Registry of Exonerations, innocent people may falsely confess because they become exhausted, confused, frightened, or believe confession is the quickest way to end the interrogation. The consequences are devastating. When an innocent person is convicted, they lose years of their life, families are torn apart, and the actual offender often remains free and commit additional crimes. According to the Innocent Project, actual perpetrators in many DNA exoneration cases went on to commit additional violent offenses while innocent people remain behind bars. The good news is there are proven solutions. The first solution is requiring all custodial interrogations to be electronically recorded from beginning to end. Recording interrogations protects both suspects and law enforcement by creating an accurate record what occurred during questioning. It reduces disputes about what was said and increases transparency. The second solution is providing investigators with training and evidence-based interviewing techniques. These methods focus on reliable information instead of relying on psychological pressure or coerced tactics. Investigators can still solve crimes while reducing the risk of false confessions. Finally, law enforcement agencies should develop additional safeguards while questioning juveniles and other vulnerable individuals. Having an attorney, parent, or trained advocate present present can help ensure that suspects fully understood their rights before making life-changing decisions. Some people may worry that these changes will make it harder for police officers to solve crimes. I understand that concern. However, these reforms are not about making law enforcement's jobs more difficult. They're about improving the accuracy of investigations. Strong investigations depend on reliable evidence, not unreliable confessions. As we learned in this week's lesson on persuasive speaking, it's important to recognize opposing viewpoints and address them respectfully. That's exactly why evidence-based interrogation practices benefit everyone. They protect innocent people, they help investigators build strong cases, and increase public trust in criminal justice system, as listed here in this chart. As I conclude, I'd like you to remember one thing. False confessions are not just something we see in movies or documentaries. They are real, and they have changed the lives of innocent people forever. Each of us can help by learning more about wrongful convictions, supporting evidence-based criminal justice reforms, and encouraging our communities to value accuracy and fairness in the legal system. Justice should never depend on who withstand the most pressure during the interrogation. It should depend on the truth. Thank you. I'll be happy to answer any questions that anyone has to answer. Good night.